It's probably a good idea that we fit this VLAN thing into what you've learned in your CCENT studies or your studies preceding this advanced course. I've created a graphic which identifies a multi-layer campus design, and in this case we're dealing with our common core block that we've gotten used to so far, which of course is providing our true backbone. Now all of this information is what's on the management VLAN or VLAN 1. And VLAN 1, of course, is going to be used for all of the switches that exist in the campus network for management purposes. What I've done then is I've used my set of 2950 switches to create the workgroup areas that are going to require access either to the wide area network block or to the server block in the campus environment. Now you can see that my 2950A 48-port switch works really well for VLAN 10. And to VLAN 10, I have assigned IP address ranges of 10.10.0.0 with a 16-bit mask in this case to make sure that I have an appropriate and unique network ID for VLAN 10. To VLAN 20, I've dedicated another 2950B switch. I've dedicated another 2950 switch there, which is going to be used for VLAN 20 and an IP address range of 10.20.0.0. Now you can see that on the hosts themselves, I've assigned an address in that range. That's what places them on the appropriate layer 3 segment. And based on the port on the switch they're plugged into, that's what places them on the VLAN. In the case of VLAN 30, I have a lot more clients, a lot more systems that exist on VLAN 30. So it actually takes up 2 of my switches to accommodate the size of VLAN 30, and I'm utilizing the address range of 10.30.0.0. Now you can see that I don't have any dedicated routers in this network environment, except for where I terminate my wide area network connection, or possibly the ISP. All of my inter-VLAN routing is handled on layer 3 switches. And in this case, I'm dealing with a pair of 6500 switches that do have integrated routing capabilities. We'll provide the routing necessary for moving data from VLAN 10 to VLAN 20, VLAN 20 to VLAN 30, and every combination thereof, and at the same time, we'll provide the appropriate routing through VLAN 1 to the server block and to the appropriate WAN connection in the WAN block. So more or less, VLANs are providing logical segmentation that may directly relate to a switch, a pair of switches, or an entire switch block, and are always going to require routing of some type, utilizing services that can route with trunking protocols, either the inter-switch link, ISL, or 802.1q as trunking protocols.